As promised, whenever I made my E3 predictions video, I'm going to go through my predictions, and for every prediction I got wrong, I'm going to take a drink and then do a recap of the highlights and what happened at E3 as quickly as possible while probably drunk. So, I guess people were like, be sure to pick up a lot of beer because like I was wrong right off the bat pretty much. Who? No, I mean, I'm going to drink caramel vodka. I'm not going to drink beer. It's not going to get me drunk. I'm not Funhouse or anybody else that did drinking games for E3. So, we're going to start with EA. My first prediction was that Titanfall 2 will have a full real campaign. And it does. Ding, 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 ding. Don't have to drink. Number 2, I predicted that Mass Effect Andromeda would have a release date. Brrr. This is going to be great. My third EA prediction that Battlefield 1 will have VR. Brrr. This is a great idea. Bethesda. Prediction 1. Wolfenstein 2 will have VR. It might, but they didn't even announce Wolfenstein 2. Or the New Order 2, or whatever. Prediction number 2, that Dishonored 2 would have co-op, where one person could play as Corvo and the other could play as Emily. Brrr. Okay. Prediction number 3, Evil Within 2. Let me tell you something. Obviously, Evil Within 2 was not announced. And that's drink number 5. And not to spoil anything, but I think I have to drink 11 times total. So, burn for Evil Within 2. Microsoft predictions. Number 1, vague Halo 6 teaser after Halo 3 Anniversary Edition. Technically, that's 2 predictions that are wrong, but it's one prediction basically was that Halo 6 teaser was going to happen. It did not. Burnt. Oh. It's so smooth. Prediction number 2, HoloLens will be completely absent from the conference. Ding, 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 ding. Everything's good. Number 3, new Gears of War 4 multiplayer beta. Nope. Here we go. Brrr. Ubisoft conference. Prediction there'll be an Assassin's Creed movie trailer. There was. Ding, 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 ding. I almost forgot the dings. Number 2, South Park Fractured But Whole release date. Absolutely. December 6th or something, and you get the something. Number 3, my joke prediction. New Buck Bumble. Why did I make joke predictions? Brrr. Ugh. It's really starting to sting or something. Sony. There will be at least 20 minutes of PlayStation VR shown. Ding, 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 ding. The new God of War is now in Norse mythology. Ding, 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 ding. And number 3, Crash Bandicoot Skylander. Ding, 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 ding. I got everything in Sony, right? It's fantastic. Nintendo. Okay. The way it's written down, as I said, number 1, Zelda has voice acting. I'm afraid in the other video I said Zelda will have full voice acting other than Link. And there was voice acting in the trailer, and Nintendo said there's going to be more voice acting. So I'm not going to drink because I don't want to. Okay. Prediction number 2 for Nintendo. New Mario for the NX. Why did I guess that? Brrr. In my head, I was going to edit this to where, like, it'd be me going, prediction, brrr, cut to drink, like, cutting. I don't want to edit. I'm just going to upload this, probably. Number 3, Nintendo will ignore their fans and show Metroid Prime Federation Force even more. I don't think it was at the conference at all. I mean, Nintendo didn't have a conference. I thought they were doing a direct. Like, I was just assuming they were going to do a direct, and they didn't even do that. They're like, here's a Zelda trailer, and here's an hour of Pokemon. This isn't the recap part yet. Hold on. I'm wrong about Federation Force. Okay. So, I mean, I went from up here to down here. I gotta put it down somewhere. Here we go. Okay. So, time for the E3. What did I do? Why are there tiny bugs gathering around my light source? Okay, so now the recap. First off, EA kicked off E3 with the most boring conference ever. They were like, here's the way it'd go if it was a conversation. Hey, we're making Madden. Yeah, I know. Hey, we're making FIFA. Yeah, I know. Hey, we're making Titanfall 2. Yeah, I know. Hey, we're making Battlefield 1. Yeah, we know. Hey, we're making some Star Wars games. Yeah, we know that already. Hey, we're making a new Mass Effect. That's all we can say. We knew that already. I think that was it. And they did that thing where they're like, we support indie developers. And they showed Faye, which was like the only real new announcement. And it's like, that's great. Good for you guys. And it just seems like please don't say we're the worst company in the world. We're helping indie developers with games. Please like us. That's the way that came off. I'm clicking through an E3 summary so I remember everything. Because I'm not going to remember everything. Then, Bethesda was all, we're making Quake Champions on PC only. So, woo, Quake. I mean, it's fine. Quake's cool. There's a new Prey. It looks pretty sweet. I'll play that game. Prey's cool. They detailed new Fallout 4 stuff. People play Fallout 4 apparently, so they're making stuff for it. They said they're bringing Fallout 4 and Doom to the Vive next year, but I think both of them are like, they're just gonna be like VR roller coasters. Like, look how pretty it is in VR, and they're not gonna. You won't be able to actually play them. I think. I don't remember. There was like a DOS prompt that said the new Colossus, and it had asterisks for dates, so no one knows. It's probably really far off. They showed new Dishonored 2 stuff, and it's like, I already know I want Dishonored 2. I mean, great new gameplay and story, and Corvo and Emily like have like full voice acting. Corvo, like every time he talked, I was like, who's this guy? Did he talk? I don't remember him talking. And even now that he's talking, because he's talking, I'm like, who is that? And so that's Corvo. I'm like, oh. And then like 2 minutes later, I'm like, who's that guy talking? He seems important. And then they're like, that's Corvo. I'm like, oh, Corvo, okay. Skyrim Special Edition for new consoles. Will it run better than it did on the PS3? No. Everything's going to be broken. You won't be able to do any quests. It'll be great. Bethesda spit in everyone's face by announcing another Pip-Boy. It's limited edition, and it's super expensive, and it like... There's two stupid things about it. One, you can't use it with the game like you could with the Pip-Boy last year by putting your phone in it. And two, last year they made a big deal about how the Pip-Boy was like, you can only get one if you act fast. And now they're like, hey, you can only also get this one if you act fast. And it's better than the one last year in some ways. Mainly the fact that you just use it and it connects to your phone. You can like call and text and Tinder. I'm sure you can Tinder. Imagine a Pip-Boy was just Tinder. So you could just swipe right, swipe left on your arm, and then that night get laid. Thank you, Pip-Boy. Right? Apparently in an interview they said that Elder Scrolls 6 is a long way off. I just remember thinking last year that like them doing a conference was like a one-time thing, mainly because of Fallout, and they did another one this year, and this year was just kind of like, it's fine. It's not like a big deal. It's not like a important deal. But I really feel like next year would be the perfect time that they're gonna do another conference, and this time it'll be like, here's the new Wolfenstein, and here's the new Evil Within, and then my predictions from this year will be right for next year, and I'll have to regurgitate the vodka from this year. Next up is Microsoft. Microsoft's so weird. They're like, hey, we're making a new, slimmer, smaller Xbox One. And then they proceeded to show a bunch of games that will be on PC and Xbox One. So I don't understand. It's like they don't want us to have an Xbox One. They're like, hey, do you have an Xbox One? And I go, no, I don't. They go, well, you don't need one anymore. There's a new one coming out that's slimmer. I go, oh, really? And they go, but you don't need to buy it because all these games are coming out on PC. I'm like, that's so nice of you to not make me buy your box. That sounded weird. So, Microsoft kicked off with the Xbox One S, or 1S, whatever. Then they announced Gears of War 4 is going to be on Windows 10. So Gears of War 1 and then 4 are on Windows 10. Whatever. They announced Scorpio like at the end. There was a thing. Okay, they showed Dead Rising 4. Fine. There were rumors about it, and you're Frank West again. You're taking pictures and you're taking selfies with zombies and all the stuff you would think would happen. And then, why is that all that's on here? I know they talked about his stuff. Talked about Halo Wars. Apparently in the press kit for Microsoft's E3 thing, there's evidence that there's going to be a remaster of Bulletstorm, which is really weird. I mean, I like Bulletstorm, but I don't know why it would be in a thing. Let's go to Ubisoft. Ubisoft's press conference was very weird. It's like a roller coaster where you start at the top and you go like this. You're like, whoa, whoa, and then you just go flat for like an hour. They had the longest press conference. They revealed, like I said, the release date for the South Park game. If you pre-order the South Park game, you get the last South Park game on new consoles. I'm sure it'll come out for people to buy later for like $20 or $30. They showed the Ghost Recon Wildlands. That just looks like every Ubisoft game is the same now. Here's an open world. Oh. There's a bunch of collectibles and you can do things whenever you want. Oh. It's like, so it ends up being like a third person Rainbow Six with the open world of Assassin's Creed. And then it also has like the team-based stuff that was in the good Rainbow Six games. Not that Siege is a bad game, but like, where's this friggin' story, man? You ruined it. It's a good game. You ruined it. Where's my story mode? My missions and stuff? They showed a Star Trek Bridge VR thing. And literally every time they showed the player's perspective, they were either hitting 4 buttons up a column or they were hitting 4 buttons down a column. And I was like, no one's going to want VR. You brought out LeVar Burton. Sorry, you brought out LeVar Burton to talk about the Star Trek game, and I'm still not excited about it. You brought out Jerry Ryan, and I'm not even excited for it. You brought out other dude from the new movies that plays Bones. I can't remember his name. And I'm still not excited for it. I'm like, and I'm excited for VR. That didn't make sense. They announced Trials of the Blood Dragon. It's like Trials, which is the motorbike game, and Blood Dragon, which was the Far Cry like 80s action movie thing. Like a mashup of those. And it got released right then. You can go buy it on your preferred digital store. What else did they do? Oh, I know. They ended their conference with a lengthy showing of a game called Steep, which is an open world snow sport game. Imagine SSX. If you ever played the SSX games, imagine those without any personality, feeling, fun, and especially without a dope soundtrack. It's tricky. I think that was it. It was weird because they showed that off as if it was like their big thing. Like, this is gonna be a big new IP for Ubisoft, and I'm sitting there, I'm like snowboarding and hang gliding. I'm like, whew. I kind of just tuned out, like literally turned off the stream. I was like, I don't know. Then Sony came in and showed everybody what an E3 press conference should be like. This summary's dumb. Like, the announcements are all out of order. Okay, here's what I remember. They showed God of War. He's like an old man. He has a beard. And it's the same Kratos from the other games, but with a different voice actor for some reason. But he has like a son, and teaching his son how to play. And apparently they revealed that his son's going to be with him the whole game. And I'm like, that's... As long as he's like invulnerable from death, like Ellie was in The Last of Us or something, then I'll be fine. But if you have to protect your son in an entire game, that sounds awful. It looked good, but like the idea of having to protect a kid throughout an entire game, that sounds awful. I hope he dies early or like grows up, because he's all, shot a bow and arrow at a deer and it ran away. Last Guardian's gonna come out in October, to the surprise of everyone. No matter how many people were like, it's coming out. Like, the fact that it's really coming out is like crazy. Hideo Kojima came out and showed like not even a trailer. It was like, here's a pre-rendered video of Norman Reedus lying naked on a beach surrounded by dead whales, crying over a baby who disappeared when it died. Please enjoy. I'm like, huh. I'm sure his game's going to be good when it comes out like 6 years from now. But you didn't need to do that. That didn't really make sense to me. They showed an Infinite Warfare gameplay thing. They showed a bunch of VR stuff. They showed like an exclusive Batman Arkham VR game that I've heard is actually really cool. They're making an exclusive PlayStation 4 Spider-Man game that looks like freaking dope. It's like, they made the Infamous games. They know what they're doing with like an open world game, and even particularly with like a superhero game. So making a Spider-Man game makes a lot of sense. They announced Resident Evil, which like surprised the crap out of everybody because it doesn't look like the same direction. But also, like, what they showed is apparently not even from the game. It's from the demo that everybody could download that night. That isn't from the game, but just kind of... It's sort of like PT, where it's like, this will give you a feel for what we're going for. I'm like, that's fine. But whatever. Oh yeah, they showed the Detroit game, where you play as an android and everybody cries. Nobody cries. God, there was other stuff there. They showed a Lego Force Awakens trailer. Basically just to announce that there's a demo out. Sorry, Disney. I already have my copy pre-ordered. You don't need to give me a demo. Summary's bad. I know there's other stuff. Oh, the Crash Bandicoot stuff. There's a Crash Skylander, but they're also remastering the first 3 Crash games. Can you guys wait? Like, can you even believe that we're going to play those terrible games in HD? I don't know if they're terrible. Just like playing that one level in Uncharted 4. Spoiler. It was like, this is clunky as hell. I don't want to play this. This is a bad idea. Then Nintendo didn't do anything, really. They just had like their Treehouse live stream where like they're like, here's a trailer for Zelda. Here's some stuff about Pokemon. And then here's 4 hours of us streaming different people playing Zelda. It's called Breath of the Wild. It's like super... It's way more RPG than any other Zelda game has been. With like crafting and cooking and equipment more than just like 3 different colored tunics. And like dynamic weather and basically like a long list of video game related words that no one had any idea that Nintendo even knew. You know what I mean? What else I think that was it. They announced like when the new Paper Mario's coming out. They announced the 3DS Mario Party, and they announced some new RPG for the 3DS. What's the last tab? It just says other. There was a Dawn of War 3 gameplay trailer. It happened during the PC conference, which I tried to watch. It's so bad. It's like, what if we formatted a conference like a talk show and make sure the host is someone that no one knows and have them interview people that no one knows? Apparently, like halfway through, they brought out Cliff Bleszinski, but it's like, I was gone. I already left. I already stopped listening and watching, so that didn't work. Stardew Valley is coming to consoles. For all you people who like playing games where you just like do the gardening and give gifts out. I don't know if that's that game. I never played it. There was the Gwent game, which is like, hey, you like playing that card game inside The Witcher 3? Well, we're going to make you pay for the game by itself now. I don't know. When I played Gwent the whole time, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? Oh, I lost. Great. There were screenshots of the Telltale Batman game. Everybody's like, this looks way different than other Telltale games. I'm like, no. Still looks like a 3-dimensional comic, sort of. There was a trailer for The Walking Dead Season 3, which, like, I've only played Season 1, and I don't know. I don't really care. That's all I remember. I know there was more E3 stuff. I'm not gonna look for it though. So there you go. That's E3. Oh, how is this video half an hour? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.